Good evening, everyone. My name is Jeff Olson, and I want to welcome you to tonight's Healthy Living Revolution conversation. We're hosting these conversations both online and at live events here in Denver, Colorado. If you're tuning in from around the country, around the world, we want to welcome you to the Mile High City tonight. We've got a great group you're going to hear from tonight. You're going to hear their story, and maybe you'll hear your story and their story. My story, I will share with you just very briefly. For those of you who don't know me, I was kind of a transport for testosterone a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away in my 20s and 30s. I was in sports, I was in money, I was in tech. And about 15 years ago, someone introduced me to this conversation, kind of like this. Maybe it wasn't online at the time, but it was people kind of stepping out and stepping up and sharing what was working for them in their life and their world. And I saw something, and maybe you'll see something here tonight. And what I saw was a think different approach to maybe bridging the gap between my sort of dietary gap and what I know I was wanting to do but wasn't doing. And then I saw, the possibility maybe way, way back in the depths of my, hopes and dreams and aspirations of a vehicle that can maybe turn into something. I didn't really know that at the time. I just was coming at it kind of from a consumer perspective. So if you're tuning in tonight, just wanting to kind of get your head wrapped around, does this work for me? Does it work for my family? Does this work for those that I care about? You're in the right place. I invite you to open your ears and your hearts and listen to some that have gone before you. This is a timely story. It's also a timeless story. The timeless part is, do you think fruits and vegetables are going to go out of style anytime soon? Do you think people who struggle to eat enough, it was that way 20 years ago, 10 years ago, it's that way today, it's probably going to be that way 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now? That problem, that issue, that fundamental sort of first base of food, diet, nutrition, of eating enough great food every day is what got my attention. I saw these little itty bitty plant powders as something really unique, kind of a think different approach, a pivot away from kind of that wall of supplements, the multivitamin, all that. I knew it was not that. I knew it was matter that matters. I understood kind of intuitively that they, if this is what they say it is, there's some way that they harvest the produce, they juice the produce, they dry the produce, they crush it into these powders. And so that's where I began my journey, and it made sense to me. The earth didn't move for me when I got on Juice Plus. I wasn't able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, but over time it had a compounding effect, as did the business, as did the way that these goods and services are out and around the world through independent agents, independent contractors, like many of you who are tuning in tonight, or those that are looking, the world is changing, the way people earn income is changing. Good companies are looking for people who get what they have, who love what they have, and they want to share it with their tribe, with their neighbor, with their social media network. And so what you're going to hear tonight are some stories from people on the consumer side, as well as those who saw a little bit more and wanted to start sharing and gifting this information with others and earn income and be compensated for that. So you're going to hear some product stories and some business stories. And so to kick us off tonight, I'd like to introduce Audra, and she's going to share her belief on Juice Plus, these produce concentrates, these plant powders. What is it, and how it appealed to her, and actually, what is it is really what Audra is going to share with us. So Audra, go ahead and take it away.
Well, thank you, and good evening to everyone. Thanks, Jeff, for kicking off the call. So I'm just going to tell everyone right up front, I talk fast. I've got a lot of energy, so everyone sit to the edge of their seat and get ready to roll, okay? So first of all, I'm so honored to be sharing such an amazing information and product with all of you this evening. In fact, Juice Plus and the power of whole food is truly revolutionary. It's powerful, it's inspiring, and it gives the world hope for a positive future, both physically, for your bodies, and financially. Not to mention, it has completely changed my life and the lives of my family forever. And for that, I am very grateful. So I'm excited to be here. So my Juice Plus journey, it really started about 4.5 years ago. I'm a physical therapist by trade. I own my own practice. I'm also one of many healthcare providers in my family. Taking care of my family is one of the most important things in my life. So when I was introduced to Juice Plus, it hit home for me right away, both from a medical standpoint and for my patients, and also as a proactive member of my family that needed something to protect us against our genetic history of heart disease, cancer, diabetes, kidney disease, stroke, hypertension, rheumatoid arthritis. And unfortunately, I could go on. Power has to keep our blood vessels open, to strengthen our immune system, to turn on the genes in our bodies that give us energy, strength, flexibility, and stamina, all those things that I work on as a therapist, and also to turn off the genes that contribute to cancer, heart disease, generalized inflammation, all of those things. I mean, that's the power of a plant. Wow, right? My friend Missy had me at hello, and I am so grateful that she shared Juice Plus with me. In fact, in just 2 months' time, my dad, who had had high cholesterol for over 40 years and was a heart attack survivor, he, for the first time in his life, and for the first time that my mother had known him, had cholesterol under 200. And that was crazy awesome. Another example, my Aunt Judy, who has rheumatoid arthritis and was not able to continue on one of her, medications due to significant lung side effects. She's doing exceptionally well. She's doubling up on her Juice Plus. Her lab work continues to improve. She's weaning off of her current medications. Amazing. And it makes my heart smile. So having the opportunity to share great health is a blessing and an inspiration to me, and I am so grateful that you are letting me share my story with you today. So what is Juice Plus? So in a nutshell, Juice Plus is 30 different vine-ripened fruits, vegetables, and berries. They're picked at the peak of ripeness. They're juiced within 24 to 48 hours. Then we dry all that juice at a very low temperature, and that way it maintains the life force of the plant. And then we place the fruit and vegetable powders in a capsule, or we create it into a soft chewable form. I like to call it a salad bar in a capsule. You hear that all the time, and it's really true. Our complete shakes and our bars, those are an all plant-based shake or bar that provides macronutrients. If Juice Plus Orchard Garden Vineyard, if they provide the micronutrients for our cells, then the complete and the bars, they're going to include the proteins, carbohydrates, and the healthy fats that we need to fuel our body, to build, and to repair. So they're just a great on-the-go snack or as a pre or post-workout. So let me show you. So I hope you can see this. This is our little single serve packet of Complete. This is a shake packet. And I'm also going to show you our Orchard Garden Vineyard. So here's Orchard. There's our fruit blend. Garden, our vegetable blend. And then we've got a blend devoted only to berries and to grapes. So there's our vineyard blend. The other product that we have is our Tower Garden, which is a vertical aeroponic growing machine. It allows anyone who can plug the machine into the wall to have a fresh set of produce at their fingertips, straight off the vine, directly to your table. And not only is it nutrient dense, but it's also a great way to cut down on your grocery bill without any waste. So with these products, we have some programs, right? So I want to go over those. So first of all, our Children's Health Study, our company's commitment to the next generation's health is by giving kids ages 4 through full-time college, Juice Plus Fruit and Vegetable Blend, the Orchard and Garden, for free for up to 4 years under a sponsoring adult. And I just love that. My niece and nephew are on, and I've got a whole horde of patients and customers who have their kids on Orchard Garden and actually Vineyard as well. Shred 10 is a program where we combine our Juice Plus capsules or chewables with our complete shakes or bars. It's a detox and rejuvenation program. And you also commit to eating clean, drinking more water, getting more sleep, exercising most days. I'm the physical therapist, so I'm totally a proponent for exercise. And then you stay away from gluten, dairy, alcohol, caffeine, artificial ingredients of any kind. And that's really just an effort to jumpstart your body to a healthy lifestyle that promotes vitality, right? And then our Healthy Living Revolution, that's what we're doing this evening. It's really a concentrated community effort to really take healthy back, not only for ourselves, but also our families, our communities, and extending to our world, right? And that's really what inspires me most about this company. And that is our mission, to inspire healthy living around the world. And I get to make a difference in someone else's life every time I share. So thank you for letting me share. I'm going to pass the baton to my friend Sue Conn-Hood and let her share her story with you. Thank you.
Nice job, Audra. It's always a pleasure to hear you talk. And thanks, Jeff, for also kicking us off. My name's Susan Conn-Hood. I am a competitive yoga, strength, and group fitness instructor. I also was a professional bodybuilder back in the day. And I also studied nutrition, long time ago, back in late 1980s. And so I have a degree in adult fitness and science. So when I was introduced to Juice Plus 10 years ago, I was really looking for a healthy solution for lingering effects of what's called Giardia. It's an intestinal issue, which I've been suffering from for over a year. And at the time, my medical doctor had said to me, well, here's the best thing you can do. Go ahead and drink more water and eat yogurt. Get the acetophilus from yogurt. This is what my doctor had told me. He didn't say anything else, and I had been taking medication, so my intestinal system was really quite a mess. I was thrilled when I was introduced to Juice Plus to really find out it was food in a capsule, something for me to enjoy daily, and it helped me personally to bridge the gap between what I should eat and what I certainly wasn't eating. I might have been trying to get 5 fruits and vegetables into my diet, but because of my intestinal issues, that was very challenging for me, let alone the 7 to 13 that I was supposed to be eating. So I knew that Juice Plus could probably really help me. So the first 4 months are really a challenge. To tell you that I had mild detox would be laughable. My body and system really were in a little bit of an uproar for the first 4 months. I decided not to quit, knowing that it was just food. I carried on with it for 8 months after I got my second box. And by then I noticed my intestinal system was actually much better. And after the 1 year mark, after 12 months, you guys, I gotta tell you, I was able to poop just like anybody else out there. So for me, I'll never let a day go by without my Juice Plus. And that's part of how I've shared with customers and clients all along the way for 10 years. So it's been really a solution for me and a way that it's really helped me to improve my health. And then now my husband's, hundreds of clients that I've worked with, friends, etc. So I'm just really proud of what Juice Plus has done for me. I believe I'm passing it along to Travis.
I'm the wife. I'm stepping in.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing. That was awesome. And you know, although your story is interesting, it's not unique. You know, I'm a personal trainer of 12 years, and it's unbelievable the amount of people who don't poop like we should. So it's funny, and it's not meant to scare you guys off, but it's all a part of detox, you know. And you know, being a personal trainer, when I was first approached by these products, you guys can understand that I had been approached by every product out there, and I was not interested. My answer was no for me, because I was already the healthiest human being that there ever was. Being a personal trainer, I really do try and eat healthy. And so I went in with zero expectations. We actually went ahead and tried it in effort to get my husband healthy. No offense, but if any of you guys know any firefighters, my husband is one of them. And has anybody ever seen what they put in their grocery carts when their wives aren't with them? I mean, it is insane what goes in it, like ice cream, frozen lasagna, like beer would go in there if they were allowed. But so I actually took the fruit snacks of our products and I put them on our countertop. I threw our Costco fruit snacks away, and it was just an effort to actually slyly get my husband healthy. Because I said, you know, hey, I'm not going to outlive you by 20 years, and this sounds way better than maybe the multivitamin that we're taking. And so went ahead and tried it. I went ahead and did it with him. Again, zero expectations, because it's fruit and vegetables. What could they do? And with my surprise, in about 30 days, we wound up pregnant with our oldest daughter. Now that doesn't, you know, shock most people. They're like, oh, great, you're getting healthy. But we had been trying for 4 years, and we had also suffered from 3 miscarriages previous. So my big shocker moment, I wasn't ready to give Juice Plus the credit on this by any means, because again, I had zero expectations. I took it into my doctor, and you can imagine after 3 miscarriages and everything else, we were really paranoid about what was going in my body. Do I need to like sit still? How do I stay pregnant? And they were going to put me on bed rest. I was supposed to be high risk, all of these things. And to my shock, when I asked her if I could take this product while pregnant, because there's warnings all over everything. I don't know if you guys have seen like maybe a protein powder that you guys take right now, there's warnings on it. There's energy drinks that, I mean, everything has warning on it. Do not consume while pregnant. You have seen them. And so especially, we were just trying to be careful. And I said, hey, can I take this while I'm pregnant? And she goes, can you normally eat oranges and pineapple and cherries and parsley and kale? And the list went on and on while you're pregnant. So it made me feel about this big. And I was like, for real, that's all this is? So it took me a little bit longer to grasp that it was actually fruits and vegetables than the average person, because I'm supposed to know it all. So I have since humbled myself. I am not the healthiest human being in the whole wide world, but Juice Plus helps me be healthier than I was. And I have 2 beautiful babies at home. And the crazy part of my story also is that I was about 11 weeks pregnant with my second daughter before I even knew I was pregnant. That's how good I felt in the first trimester. So if anybody knows anybody that, you know, is suffering from morning sickness or lack of energy or whatever, I didn't even know I was pregnant, which is crazy. But obviously that's not my problem anymore. I also had very severe acne that has completely cleared up. And my husband's eczema completely disappeared as well. So happens, it's a multifaceted product. It helps on the cellular level. For anybody as healthy as they think they are, we can all get healthier. And for those people who actually have things that they think they need to work on, I found mine. They slapped me in the face. But with that being said, it can help with just absolutely anything. If our cells are made out of what we eat. And so if we eat healthier, we will be healthier. And with that being said, Marina is going to take it away and tell us a little bit more.
Actually, I think we're gonna swap Marina and Lisa Ebeling. So Lisa Ebeling's gonna go next, and then
Lisa's gonna take it away.
There you go. Take it away, Lisa.
Thanks, Lindsay. It's always so inspiring to hear your story, and good to see your face, my friend. And as Lindsay said, and Jeff, I'm Lisa Ebeling, and I'm super pumped to tell you my story tonight because I've been eating Juice Plus for 15 years. And it was first introduced to me by my sister-in-law, who was having some health challenges of her own. And I was newly pregnant with my first child. So Lindsay's story tees up mine beautifully. And I got the concept right away. I thought, what a brilliant concept. Food, fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And I knew that I wasn't, even though I was trying, I wasn't eating nearly enough fruits and vegetables for myself, let alone for myself and my unborn child. So, but, you know, it took us a while to get pregnant. So I did my due diligence and I started digging in a little bit deeper. And the first thing I saw that impressed me was the fact, I don't know if you guys can see this, that it has a nutrition label, just like a bag of carrots, apples, oranges, like Lindsay said, right? The other thing that impressed me was that the ingredients label does not say vitamin E, vitamin C, these fragmented synthetic thing that says raspberry, bilberry, you know, broccoli, parsley, tomato, carrot, peach, apple, papaya, mango. So with that, those 2 things impressed me first off just by looking at the label. Then I started looking at the fact that the company has research, and not just research that the company's done. They don't do the research. They have third-party validated research by impressive hospitals and universities all over the world, MD Anderson, Vanderbilt. You'll hear more about that later. But I appreciated the fact that they didn't do their own research and they didn't publish it in their own little pamphlet and say, oh, here's our 3 little studies and we're done now. So what they do, and they still do to this day, we're upwards to almost 40 published studies, and they're published in reputable journals, medical and nutritional journals all over the world. So with that, I took my little bottles to my OBGYN and said, hey, what do you think of this? This seems like... Looked at me and she said, oh yeah, that's just Juice Plus, take it, it's just food. And while that sounds awesome, I came to this aha moment where I thought, wait a minute, why weren't you telling me about this? Why did I have to bring this to you? And I realized that I had to be my own health advocate because nobody was going to do it for me. So, she could write a prescription for pharmaceuticals for me, but she couldn't tell me about something that could be a game changer for my family's life, from my own unborn child all the way for the rest of our lives. And we will take this for the rest of our lives because I have two very healthy, now teenage kids, and they eat much better. They've never had a soda. They don't go to fast food restaurants. Of course, they eat ice cream and, I think I froze. Still there? Can you hear me? Okay, my picture froze. But, they eat really good ice cream with 3 ingredients instead of a bunch of junk food. And I know that no matter what else they do, when I can't control what they do, they walk out the door with orchard, garden, and vineyard and shake in their bodies every single day, day in and day out. So unbeknownst to me, I started sharing this with every single person that I knew, because if I didn't know about it, what other parents didn't know about it? What other families didn't know about it? And so I basically started doing the business without even realizing I was doing it. And then I came to kind of a crossroads in my life when I realized I was either going to have to go back to the corporate world and leave my brand new baby, which I really didn't want to do, or look at this Juice Plus opportunity. And so I did the same thing that I did with the product. I did my due diligence and I started looking at the business opportunity. And can you guys see my video? Can you guys see me? What happened?
No, we can't see you, Lisa. So
I'm going to show you my high tech.
no, your video's cut out. So if you want to hand it over to one of us, or
okay. I'll just basically tell you, you don't have to see my height. I was really, really kind of hoping you'd be impressed by my high tech triangle on a piece of paper. But anybody can do this business, right? So when I was looking and comparing the two companies, the corporate world and the Juice Plus opportunity, I realized, people were saying, oh, is it one of those kinds of things? And picture a triangle. And I was like, well, wait a minute. First of all, pyramid schemes are illegal. But second of all, watch Jeff. Yeah. So look at what Jeff just drew. Doesn't that resemble the corporate world? So you start, at the bottom, and depending on your education and experience level, you come in and you, try to spend a lot of time and effort and maybe get promoted, and maybe you start, maybe I had a graduate level in my experience, but there were people with doctorates and people with bachelor's degrees. So I was doing better than the ones with bachelor's degrees, but not as well as the ones with doctorate degrees or experience. So I worked my little hiney up and got promoted, and maybe you can get to, the management level, and maybe even upper management, and at the tippy top, you get to maybe in the corporate world. But what do you sacrifice in the meantime? And if you put a little arrow up the triangle, Jeff, and write time and stress. And I was putting in more time, at least 60 hours a week in my corporate job, and being more and more stressed out. And that equated to more time away from my family. And in my case, on an airplane, so physically away from my family. And I was not willing to do that after I started having children. And then if you get to the tippy top, and that's a very rare thing, number one, you're competing with all the others, your friends, your coworkers, and their education and experience. But there's really only one position at the top, and that's the CEO. And you really have to wait for that person to move on, to retire, or die. So there's not a whole lot of opportunity. It's possible, but compare it with the Juice Plus opportunity. And Jeff, don't put a top on that. Just, yep. Okay, he knows what I'm doing. So I'm
your Vanna White tonight.
We all come in at the same level. We pay our $50. right? $50, Jeff. We all pay our $50. And we all, if you want to write arrows up every single, we all have the same opportunity to move up the marketing plan if we so choose to. And really the only things that you don't really need a certain education or a certain experience. You do need to work hard and talk to a heck of a lot of people. And so you like to talk to people. I like to talk to people. And we have a tried and proven system that's, if you follow that, you can't go wrong. And you really have to have a passion or desire to help other people. So those three things really can get you there. And what I really liked about it is that you aren't, you really can't get to the top levels unless you're helping other people. So you're pulling people up instead of pushing them down, like in the corporate world, or competing with positions. There's room at the top for everybody. And in fact, you can't get there unless you help other people. So, and even at the top of the marketing plan, the national marketing director position, there's no cap on it. So there's really no glass ceiling. There's more and more and more to be done. So it's a win-win-win. We help our customers, we help our team members, we help ourselves, and that's with health and wealth. And at the top level, at the NMD level, there's a corporate benefits package that rivals none other. I mean, there's health insurance, disability, vision, prescription, dental, and the caveat for me, the big carrot dangling in front of me, is tuition reimbursement for anyone who wants to go to college, including myself. Not that I would want to do that, but I've got kiddos that are rapidly approaching that stage in life. So that really appealed to me. And more than anything else, I really thought that I could work this business in stolen moments, at the grocery store, at the mommy and me classes, at the swim team, at the hockey arena, at the gymnastics studio, at the gym, talk to my friends at lunch, and still, use my mommy brain and be here when my children get home. And in fact, be the one that picks them up. In fact, the one that goes to all the field trips. And have a life that I want to design at the same time, and not answer or wait for somebody else to be promoted. In fact, you can even, move as fast as you want to move. If you sponsor somebody and they want to move faster than you, great, they can move faster than you. If I decide I want to have another baby and slow down, which is not going to happen, by the way, but if I wanted to do that, they could still be promoted. They don't have to wait for me to be promoted. So this opportunity is open for all, and my kiddos get to see mommy have a life outside of them, but still get to be with them. And I can't think of a better legacy than that to leave with them, to help them with their health and their wealth, and to show them what an entrepreneur looks like. So with that, I get the distinct opportunity to introduce Marina Quimby. Take it away, Marina.
And I think Marina,
right.
I think Marina is, we're going to give her a shout out. She is getting married next week. Marina is 23, right, Marina? Anyway, Marina Kimmy,
Yep.
she's coming in live on the iPhone. So take it away, Marina.
Yes. I'm so sorry you can't see me on video. I just decided to call in so you could for sure hear me. But I'll just give everyone my story real quick. So, yep, I'm 23, recently graduated from college last year, and full-blown millennial and proud of it. So I'm trying to speak to some of you guys that might be out there. But anyways, I came out of college super passionate, super excited, ready to start my career. And I did what any good just out of college kid would do, and I got a full-time job. And fast forward 1 year, and yuck, I don't like working for the man. And even though it's in a decent situation with some good people, I've realized pretty quickly that with the dreams and goals that I have, I cannot do it working for someone else and working in this corporate world. And so I decided to become a health food agent, or get into the Juice Plus business, whatever you would like to call it. And it's just because basically it came down to my belief system, and my beliefs are pretty simple. And that is that, one, I don't think that health should be complicated. I think it's something that everyone should be able to achieve and be completely healthy so they can reach their full potential in life. I think that we are much more powerful working together rather than in competition, like we have built this corporate world to work against each other and not build each other up. And I believe that people should get paid for being passionate and productive. And so on that belief system, it couldn't match up more with being a health food agent, with being in this Juice Plus business. And it couldn't match up more with the millennial mindset of, I want to make a difference, I want to make some money, and I want to do it on my own time. And so that's my story, and that's what I'm here to do, and that's why I love being a health food agent.
Thank you, Marina. And I get the great pleasure to introduce the cleanup batter, the bring it home, my beautiful wife, Toni Olson.
Hello, we're trying something new tonight. I am so excited to be here with all of you and just want to share a little bit very quickly about my journey. I first learned about Juice Plus 17 years ago, and quite honestly, I was extremely skeptical at the time. I had a lot of background in nutrition and didn't think we needed it. Anyway, it took us about a year to get on it, but when we finally did, I was kicking myself because I knew that there really was no downside. I had researched Juice Plus to death and realized there was no downside to having more nutrition from fruits and vegetables in your body every single day. I will say that when we started adding Juice Plus to our diet, I was nursing my second child and I noticed more energy, which I was thrilled about. But I think probably the biggest gift that the Juice Plus products have been for me is peace of mind as a mom. My kids are 20, 18, and 15 now, and I really don't have much control over what goes in their mouth anymore. I did when they were young, but I don't now. And I have so much peace knowing that they start every single day with tons of nutrition from fruits and vegetables. That is huge. The other thing I'd say is I'm almost 50. I can't believe I'm admitting that in the Zoom live world here, but I feel way better now than I did in my 20s and 30s. And I have to think that 16 years of eating Juice Plus has really made a difference for me. So on the business side, I will say I was extremely skeptical there too. I decided to sign up as a rep at the same time that I added Juice Plus to our diet for one reason only, and that was to offset our costs a little bit. I had no intention of building a business. I had never done any kind of home-based business. And our lives were very full. I had 2 kids under the age of 3. Jeff was traveling a lot for his corporate job, stressful corporate job, gone about 60, 70, 80% of the time sometimes. And what happened was I totally fell in love with this business model. I fell in love with the freedom and the flexibility of the business. I fell in love with knowing that this product makes such a difference in people's lives and that I could share it while I was out living my life with the people I cared about. So it took me about 5 years to get to the top position in the company. And honestly, I wouldn't change anything about that journey. I had my 3rd child along the way, was able to work part-time. But when we got to the national marketing director position, Jeff was able to leave the corporate world and join me in the business. And this has been our only source of income now for over 10 years. So we're extraordinarily grateful for this company, for this community of servant-hearted people. I think that's absolutely one of my favorite things is the people that this business attracts, people who really want to give to others and make a difference in other people's lives. But one thing I often hear when people look at joining the Juice Plus company is, well, I don't think I know enough people. And I kind of thought that too. And the reality is I'll just do a little visual for you here because I'm such a great artist. So there's me when I first started and not really wanting to do a lot with the business. But there was a gal in my MOPS group, Colleen, who wanted to just sign up as a rep to get her products, offset the cost a little bit as well. And Colleen ended up sharing Juice Plus as she learned more and more about it with lots of people. And from that she has grown all the way to national marketing director and has a huge team, almost 39 club, brand new queue, all kinds of things happening. And I didn't know most of those people. I shared Juice Plus with my mother-in-law, and they didn't want to do a whole lot with the business, but they knew some people up in Montana, and from that we got a whole Montana team going. I shared Juice Plus with a neighbor, and she has in turn shared it with Lisa, who you just heard from, and we have a huge team going there. I was fortunate enough to go to Australia a few years ago. The Juice Plus company was starting to take off in Australia. They sent us down there to do a little bit of training. I fell in love with the country and the people, and decided I wanted to grow business in Australia. Well, I came home from that trip and I met a woman who was teaching an exercise class who was Australian and who's a personal trainer. And from that, she was a friend of Lindsay's, who you just heard from. So from that, we grew a big team. So I have this huge organization of people from only really a handful of people I knew. So I would add to that, today with social media, I'm a bit of a dinosaur still with social media, but there's such huge opportunity, so much opportunity that people can just run with it. So if you're a young person, you could grow much faster than when I first started, no doubt. I just want to end by saying, you know, I really do believe as a parent, that's what is most near and dear to my heart, is being a mom and a wife. And I think that we should, as parents, have the opportunity to live a full, productive life and earn a wonderful income while still being fully present in our kids' lives and getting to design our lives. And I think that's what this opportunity offers us. So I want to thank everyone so much. I'm sorry we went over by just a few minutes here, but thank you so much for taking the time to be with us tonight. And if you have any questions, just get with the person who invited you. Good night, everybody. Thank you to everyone who presented.